You've been awesome. I hope you're awesome for everyone you see tonight. Your first comic, so great, from St. Louis. Get pumped up for Michael Glazer!
Thank you. Lisa was talking about fingers and buttholes, and I don't know, because like I saw my first porn the other day, and yeah, I can't believe how young I looked. Like, you know what I mean? When I used to be cute, when I had like young feet, like cute, young, smooth feet, I was healthy then. I'm not even healthy now. I'm not healthy at all. Like, I try to be healthy, but it's impossible. Even little things like deodorant. I just bought all natural deodorant, and I don't know, like the only problem with it is it doesn't fucking work. Like, that's the only problem with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I bought it because I hear that if you use the real one, you could get cancer and die, and now I just smell like I'm gonna die. So what do you do? What do you do? This is new. This is fresh to death. Like, this is new me, and I'm not having it. Why do I want to walk around with a gravity blanket all the time? Like, I don't like this at all. And so I called my brother, and I was like, hey, man, what do I do? Because my brother, he's a doctor. He runs marathons. He's like, got it like dialed in. Do you know what I'm saying? He's like, well, Glazer, abs are made in the kitchen, so just like introduce vegetables into your life, things like whitefish. And I was like, yo, tell me about whitefish. And he just was like, try something like tilapia. And so I tried tilapia, and no, that's a bitch fish. That's a big bitch fish. That's the Michael Cera of the sea. Like, I'm not putting that in my body. Do you know what I'm saying? It's so sensitive and precious. I tried to put it on the grill, and it fell right through. It was like, like, I can't put that in my body, a bitch fish like that. Are you out of your mind? Like, I need like a salmon. Like, I need like a girthy fillet for like my life. I don't know. I would go to the ocean and tell a tilapia that to its face. Honestly, I would call it a bitch fish to its face if I liked the ocean, but I don't, because I don't have shirt confidence at all. Like, zero shirt confidence. I don't, how do you take it off? Like, how do you take your shirt off in public? I saw a dude at the ocean, and he took his shirt off from the back. Have you ever seen that? He took his shirt off like that. Have you ever seen somebody that beautiful that they don't need it? Like an arrow from a quiver like that, and they're like, I don't need this anymore. That's crazy. What a maniac. From the back? Like, I'm a responsible adult. I take off my shirt at the ocean like this. I just go to the edge of the water, and I just go like this, and I just like pull it through, and then I slide it down, keeping the belly covered the whole time, and then I just like whip it off real quick and dive in wearing my second shirt. Like, that's, right? Yeah, because I want to be liked. I like to be liked. That's how I take my shirt off. Like, I don't know. Honestly, it did feel good, though, because I did have one thing over this big, beautiful man. He was ripped, and he was tan, and he went like that a lot, and the water looked awesome. But he did have an outie belly button, and I was like, yo, that's disgusting. Like, you gotta fix that, right? Fix that. We have to have the technology. For an outie, fix it. What is it, $20 at a plastic surgeon to poke it back in? $20 tops, or hire me for 10, because I can double knot my shoes. Like, I know you're so gross. You're so gross. Fix it. Especially because, like, I was looking at his girlfriend, and she was really pretty, and then I was like, man, like, I can't even imagine them having sex with an outie, because, like, if you're having missionary with someone with an outie, like, that's gonna get caught in you like this, and that's awful. Like, it doesn't matter how good your stroke game is, because if this is how you're living, like, you're not gonna orgasm from that. That's just inside you. And even if you do orgasm, like, when you separate, it's gonna be like, and like, yo. No, you gotta fix that. You're never gonna get married. You've gotta fix that. What are you gonna do? So gross. I will be selling drugs after this, just so y'all know. For real, I will. It'll be right over there. And or merch. What do you call it? Merch? Who cares, right? It's like, it's either way, it's Molly. Lisa's going to buy it. It's going to be great, because I do sell Molly after the shows, because honestly, do you want a t-shirt with my face on it, or do you want to feel like you're going to live forever? So, like, let me help you, because Molly's beautiful. Like, you could buy my album. It's very good. Or you could, like, understand the invincibility of love. So just, let me help you with that. It's so much better. I do. Molly's absolutely my favorite drug. It's my favorite. Like, I took a bunch of it in Vegas, and I just, like, danced so hard I forgave my dad. Like, have you ever felt that? Have you ever felt that in your life, where you're just like, wait, what? Oh, he did the best he could? Like, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous. That's so gorgeous. Anyway, my name is Mike Glazer. Give it up for Lisa. Give it up for your host. Thank you all for being here.
Man, it's 2008. I'm trying to paint
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we have 3 whole people in the front. This is wonderful. We're in Santa Monica feeling great. Got catcalled by someone on a Lime scooter on the way over. What a blessing, to be catcalled by a man who can't afford his own scooter. Really, I want to harness that confidence for just harness the confidence of a man trying a guitar at Guitar Center, just for a single moment. To be to see a man take that and be like, yeah, I fucking got this. And then have him go at 2 miles an hour. Boom, 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 boom. And then he'll be like, yeah, I think I'll fucking take it. This is incredible. I'm pro Lime scooter. I don't know if that's a controversial take. It's the most lukewarm take humanly possible. But I'm pro Lime scooter. I used to work near a college where I would get hit by them kind of a lot. Has anyone ever been hit by one? No? Okay, it's actually a pleasant experience. It's the only hit and run where the person who hits you is very injured and you're fine. It's great. You're like, oh, what was that? You turn away, around, and there's just a teenager bleeding out on the street. I got bumped by one recently, and I turned around, and there was just a young, an 18-year-old kid with his legs split open, and he looked up at me, and he was like, ma'am, don't call the cops, right? He was so nervous, and he gave me what felt like this prepared speech, and he looked up, he was just like, hi, my name's Evan. I'm 18 years old. I just moved here 3 weeks ago. I'm just trying to get to class, ma'am. Please don't call the cops, right? And I was like, Evan, what, you seem like a troubled youth, what can I do for you, right? And so we got to talking, and he was very nice. And fast forward a couple months, he's my son now. I adopted him. It's really, you can build a whole family that way. I've been traveling a bit. I was home in Massachusetts recently, last date where the female orgasm is still illegal. Thank you so much. Also, the only state in the entire world that if your parent sees you holding a Starbucks cup, they go, so what, do you think you're fucking French now? That's it's good. It's a refreshing feeling. And so I was hanging out with my dad, and I love my dad a lot. I got a great relationship with my dad. I got a relationship with my dad. I'm in a relationship with my dad. Does that make sense? Major, Dawson's Creek season 3 vibes. We haven't fucked yet, but it's going to happen. And so I was hanging out with him, and we've got a lot in common. We're both kind of socially a little bit nervous. I think I did inherit bipolar disease from him, although he's never been diagnosed. He just, when I told him I had it, he was like, oh, that's so weird. There's no history of bipolar in our family. By the way, did I tell you I got so mad out of nowhere the other day that I stomped on a bat until it died? Right? So this is, he's the chillest man I've ever met. And we do what we always do when I go home, and that's we used to, when I was little, go to breakfast together every Sunday. And it was really important to me. It was our time together, and we would always get the same meal every time. We would get 2 over-easy eggs. Does any industry person here like an over-easy egg? That's a lukewarm on the over. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But it's the most tantric egg preparation you can possibly have. Right, it's a real horny egg. It's a weird egg. It's it's got this slimy exterior, and then in the center there's just a yolk pulsing independently of the rest of the egg, just fuck me, it's just begging you to have sex with it, right? And is this resonating with you? One person has fucked an egg here. So we would get 2 over-easy eggs every single time, and we would eat them in the same way. The first egg is the fun egg. That's the egg where you can just pop the yolk, right? Give it what it's begging you for, right? Give it and then just let the yolk gush out, and then use it as dip. That's fun, right? Second egg, this is where there's a lot of trauma held, I feel. Right, so the second egg we would eat in unison, right? And what we would do is we would eat all the way around the circumference of the yolk, right? All the slimy part until all that's left is just that pulsing, the fuck me part of the egg, right? And so I'm 5 years old sitting at the table across from my dad, And he locks eyes with me and he says, "Ready, Jamie?" Right? And I look back at him and I say, "Ready, Daddy," you know, because I'm 5 years old. I want to eat a horny egg with my dad, right? And then what we would do is we would take our forks, right, and you would scoop the yolk of the egg up ever so gently, right? And then you would cross your arms with each other like Roman senators, right? And then deposit the egg into the other person's mouth, right? And there's still one more part. Then I would lock eyes with my father, and he would say to me, "Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3." And then you would let the egg ejaculate in your mouth. Do you understand? Just a full yolk come in your mouth. You couldn't let anything leak out the side or you'd lose. I don't understand that, right? And then it was Sunday morning. We'd be like, we just shared this erotic experience. We're panting. I go pee. I don't want a UTI from this thing, right? And then I come back, and we're just sitting there in silence for a while. And then my dad puts down $7, and he looks up, and he's like, "All right, let's go to church." Does that make sense? Is that scary? Okay, good night. Bye.
Hey, I don't like Black History Month. I know it's weird because I'm not Republican to even say that, but nah, I don't, because every Black History Month they show all the accomplishments of black people who came before me, and it reminds me that my generation is the worst black people to ever live. So, like when Rosa Parks didn't give up her seat, black people stood behind her, and they walked to work and school and boycotted buses for 2 years in the Alabama heat. When Colin Kaepernick took a knee for black people, we stopped watching football until the playoffs. So we're not as strong, and that's an issue, man. They make race an issue all the time. I don't think race is an issue in our country like they make it seem. I mean, I think Hollywood needs to go back to making racial unity movies like they used to. We used to get them all the time. What was the last one? Like Save the Last Dance? Like it's been it's been a long time. I'm not counting Blindside. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I don't believe a white family found a black dude who couldn't read or play football. We don't even know black people like that. Where did they find this mythical Negro who can do nothing? It's ridiculous, man. I don't know, man. I think racism is beat down as far as it's going to be beat down, by the way. I know you can't end racism. I think people think you can, but that's just like a dream, man. Like the worst you can do is stigmatize it so much that if you are found racist, you ruin your livelihood, and that's where we are today. That's as far as you're going to get. If you think racists think they're bad people, you're wrong. They think they're great people. They just hate you. That's their thing. Like it's a delusion. Like I have no way to really get you to understand it. Like, are there any dog lovers in here? People with pets? Yeah, you see, woo, happy. They don't know they're terrible. That's the point that I'm making. Like, because what is a dog's life before you own it? It's out there in the world doing this thing. Someone catches it, takes it to the pound, throw it in a cage. You go buy it, take it home, make it do whatever you want it to do. That's the plot to the movie Roots. That's literally how that movie starts. You give it a name in your language, put it in unfamiliar clothing. It's the same shit. But if you tell them that they're like a slave owner, they'll be like, no, I rescued it. They think they're heroes. It's can't really describe it. And they're like, no, the dog wants to scratch the door to go outside, when it lived outside before. It's such a weird thing that they're doing. I don't know. And then the dog ends up running away, and then they put wanted posters. I'm sorry, lost posters all over the neighborhood, because there's no way the dog would run away from my love. It's a disconnect, man. Like they say our president's racist. I don't know. Could be. He's been in 4 years. I haven't seen him like anything. So I don't know. But I don't want to get political. I don't really care your stance on politics. I think 4 years is long enough for all of us to know kind of what he is and who he is, you know? And what he is the funniest president we've ever had. All right. And like when the hurricane was going to hit North Carolina, he told us that the hurricane was going to be big and wet. Listen, that is that is the worst weather forecast I've ever heard in my life. It's like he clearly didn't go to school for this. And then he came, and then it's been 4 years, and the wall isn't built, not a foundation, not a chain link, chicken wire, nothing. Nothing has been put down in 4 years, and it made me look at the people weird who thought that the wall was going to happen. Like, that was the worst proposal you've ever heard in your life, right? Like, if you don't think so, look at it from this perspective. Let's say you have a garden, right? And rabbits keep coming over and eating your vegetables, right? And you're like, shoot, I need a fence. So you call Donald Trump in, right? And you're like, hey, man, I need a fence to keep these rabbits out. What can you do for me? And you know how he is. He's like, I'll build you a fence, great big fence. It's going to be the best fence. We're going to make your garden great again. Or whatever, right? So you're like, that's amazing. You want your garden to be great, but you have questions. You're like, I have a really big garden. That sounds like a lot of fence. How much is this going to cost me? Nothing. Then who's going to pay for it? The rabbits. You see, dumb. That's my time, y'all.
Good evening. You guys drinking? Yeah? Catch up? Yeah, I love to drink myself. However, I am a lightweight, so 1 drink and I cannot drive. 2 drinks and I'm like, I can probably drive. And I do. Not tonight, don't worry. I am pretty pregnant. They don't serve to me anymore. Yeah, so I'm fucking. Are you guys fucking? You guys? Tight? 3 of you? Fun. Think about it. I'm fucking. I've gotten more selective as I've gotten older. Used to let them all in. But now I will only suck your dick if you are helping me pay off my student loans. So basically my husband and Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Can Bernie even get hard? I don't care. I'll put that limp dick right on in. I'll feel the burn. You guys with me? Does this count as canvassing? I don't know. Anyone on their period right now? 1 bleeder, that's it? Tight. Did you hear that? They're not on their period. Hello. About 3 years ago, I stopped wearing tampons and pads. Intrigue. I started using this technologically advanced underwear called Thinks. You just bleed directly into it, and the blood stays around your body all day. And at the end of the day, you rinse it out in the sink, and your husband's like, why do you have to do that next to the normal dishes? But he lets you because he's an ally. Right, sir? Come on. That was half-hearted. I am happy to be here. I am a middle school English teacher. Thank you. I love being a teacher, a TILF. Some of the kids call me that. Hopefully, right? No, just kidding. Just the hot ones. I don't think they actually call me that because last year Isaiah told me I should join farmersonly.com. And I was like, Isaiah, I already have a husband. And he was like, no one believes you. They're so sweet. I did get fired from that school. I got fired last year. The kids had sex ed one day, and they came back, and they were still confused. And this group of 7th grade boys asked me what consent was. And I was like, consent. That is when you make sure a woman wants to have sex with you before you have sex, and then you make sure that she comes. And if she doesn't come, that's not consent, and you will go to prison for it. I was just turning them into good men, right? Yeah. I'm very passionate about women coming. For me to get pregnant, I did not have to come. My husband had to come. I did not have to come. And that is why I stopped believing in God, because that would have been an easy fix for him. I think women should have to come in order to get pregnant. If that were true, if women had to come to get pregnant, teenage pregnancy, it'd be over. Yeah. Yeah, those teens aren't coming until their second husband, right? My sister just had a baby also. She named her baby Evelyn, which is the same name as the HR lady who fired me last year. Yeah, my sister knew that. Still named her Evelyn. So I think I'm going to name my baby Jason, which is the name of the guy who stalked my sister in college. I am married. Where are my married folks at? Okay, perfect. Are you married to them? Saucy. I am married. My husband and I, we had to mix it up last year. So we decided to role play, and we role played that we were strangers that met at a bar. So we took separate Ubers to the bar. Big investment. That's a night out. That was before I got fired, and I got there first, and men are just buying me drinks. Not really, but they wanted to, right? And finally, my husband gets there, and he's like, "Hey, little lady, can I get you a drink?" And I'm like, "Thank God, yes." So we're drinking, having a good time. I'm actually learning a lot about him. But then I realized that we're both still wearing our wedding rings. And I'm like, well, fuck, that's not authentic. But I roll with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm married, but my husband's a lawyer. He's so busy. He doesn't see me anymore. The love is gone. And I was like, what's up with your wife? And he was like, she's dead. We did not fuck. We took a silent Uber pool back. I've been Rachel Mack. Thank you.
Hi, hello, thank you, everybody. My name is Joe Kwaczala. It's a very weird last name, Kwaczala. Kwaczala is like a word you'd make up when you're drunk. Like, oh, you're going to kick me out of the bar? You're going to kick me out. Because all I want to do is take my pants off. Well, it's hot in there, so I don't know what you want from me. You have a weird last name. I also have weird interests. It is 2020. I'm a relatively young man, and my preferred music genre is rock and roll, which is very lame. And I know it's lame because every time I say I like rock and roll, I sound like an exchange student. Like, oh wow, yeah, like for me, for sure. You want to know like what it is like for my interest, for example? Wow. So like, wow, how to make choice, very many cool thing out there, but if I have to say like number one for me right now, definitely gonna have to be rock and roll. Freaking no doubt, dude, rock and roll, very boss right now. Very boss, but like, how do you make choice, Very many cool thing out there. Like, of course I love rock and roll, but also very into t-shirt. I mean, t-shirt, sleeve, get out of the town, okay? And I have to like pick third thing, as they say, like round it out, like top 3 great things of favor for me. Very hard to make choice, but if I have to, definitely going with American hot dog store. Freaking think about it. Go to store, pound dog, wear a rock and roll t-shirt, very touchdown. Very freaking touchdown. But you know what is like crazy though? Is that like even like after all that, what is really nuts is that like even I don't know what accent this is. Yeah, I don't fully know what voice that is. All I know for sure is that I am doing an impression of a woman I used to work with. That is the truth. Yeah, I used to work with a woman, and she used to make fun of me for being short a lot, which I thought was rude. Also, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not tall. I am 5'7". And here's the deal with being 5'7". I think this is true for everybody who's 5'7", across the board. You talk to somebody who's 5'7", and they will tell you this little secret. It's true for all of us 5'7" guys, which is that we are 5'6". Yeah, we will lie to you every single time. We will. It feels great doing it. You saw me; I was all smiles. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just 1 inch, so I don't feel too bad about it. Also, 5'7" sounds so much taller than 5'6", so I don't feel too bad about that. Although I think there is something interesting about being 5'6", though, which is that I'm 5'5". Yeah, come on. Did you really think I was only going to lie by 1 inch? Get out of here. I'm just not going to admit to being 5'5" out of the gate. Like, why would I do that? First off, it sounds stupid. Like, hey, Joe, how tall are you? 5'5". Oh, grow up. Also, 5'5" is not the height of a man. 5'5" is more so like the height of a normal-sized dog while it's lying down. Like, that's about 5'5". The name of that joke is Don't Let the Audience Find Out You're 5'4". That's it for me, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm Joe Kwaczala. You guys have been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Hi. I have a kid. It's a boy. I'll tell you this. I did not realize how many guys I hated until I had to name my son. It's a lot. I wasn't planning on getting pregnant, so like all my friends just kind of like assumed I'd get an abortion. It was like a no-brainer for them. And like, this is the thing, like, that's a really tough decision, and like I respect whatever choice a woman wants to make, you know, but personally, like, I would never get an abortion. You know, like, I believe in ghosts. I just didn't want a haunted pussy the rest of my life. When I was pregnant, I got a lot of unwanted advice. This one woman who I've never met before comes up to me and goes, "Make sure you shave your pubic hair before you give birth so that the doctor can see what he's doing." And I was like, he'll manage. I'm not gonna shave my bush before I give birth. That's like getting a haircut before I blow my brains out. There's no point. No point. Honestly, like, I love my son so much, but like I didn't really like much about being pregnant, especially the maternity clothes. Ooh, woof. Not sexy. And not because I gained 100 fucking pounds, but because like these clothes are like covered in like dolphins and unicorns and lollipops. They look like Lisa Frank smocks. It's like, I don't understand, like, why do pregnant women have to dress like we've never seen a dick before? Like, because I'm pregnant, I have to dress like I haven't been raw dogging it? What's that about? I have to dress like a girl in middle school? Jesus. And also, like, have you seen what girls in middle school are wearing these days? The other day I saw a 12-year-old girl, and she was wearing a shirt, had a slice of a watermelon on it, and it just said juicy. I'm like, I don't want to judge, but I really don't like these like sexy, flirty tops, you know, on girls that age. You know, it's like something about me is pink, wet, and delicious. You guess. Like, the thing is, like, I wouldn't want my 12-year-old daughter to wear a shirt that turns men on. You know, like, I would want her to wear something that turns men off. Like, I'd want the shirt to have, like, a vegetable garden on it. Just says onion crotch. You know, or like a shucked oyster just says spoiled. Comes with a pair of shorts that say briny on the butt. We sexualize girls so young, right? Like, that's a 12-year-old girl, we're sexualizing her. We don't do the same thing to little boys, right? Like, you won't see a 12-year-old boy running around with a shirt that has, like, a bag of peanuts on it and it just says salty sack. You don't see it any other way. My son, he's 3.5 now. We're potty training, which is basically just bribing somebody to not shit themselves. Where do you start? But he did. He pooped in the potty. So we brought him to Disneyland because he really wanted to tell Mickey Mouse the good news. And he did. He walked right up to Mickey, and he just very proudly goes, I poop in the potty. And Mickey went nuts. He just started punching the sky, smacking his own ass, hugging my son, high-fiving him, making him feel so good. And then afterwards, we're walking away, and my son looks up at me, and he just goes, wow, Mickey really likes me. And, like, it was so cute, but part of me wanted to be like, yeah, man, Mickey likes everybody. Like, it's his job. Disneyland characters are like Hooters waitresses for kids. You know, they'll show you a good time, but they're all about turnover, you know? Like, keep it moving. Does anyone have kids here? Yeah, there's a million ways to fuck up your kid. You know, a million ways, and you can't think about it too much, or else it'll drive you fucking crazy. I try not to think about it. This one person, somebody came up to me, a friend of mine, and he told me, to be a good parent, just do a better job than your parents did. Right? Like, all I have to do is beat my dad, which is going to be really easy because my dad beat me. So, I'm kidding. My dad never hit me. His arms couldn't reach from wherever he was. Thank you guys so much. I'm Meredith Casey. Keep it going for your host.
Yo, hope y'all feeling well. I'm feeling pretty good right now, and I think it's because despite what everybody in my life tells me, I think my man bun is dope. Yeah, I think it is so dope, only because since I got this, people now avoid conflict with me, you know? And I think that's because when you have my face and then you rock this hair, people just assume you have a sword. Okay. All right, like when I got this cut, the lady was like, what do you want to look like? I was like, I don't know. Just let them know. Let them know. I fight for honor. You understand? I was like, you know what? Just make me look like Mulan's boyfriend. He was dope. He was all about business, you know? I always have to ask this. Have you seen me before? Are you familiar with the work that I do? I am the lady from the Cheny billboards. I've been hanging out with my dad a lot, and he just bought those things called the transition glasses. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you don't know, those are the glasses where the lenses will actually change so people don't have sex with you. And those glasses are ridiculous to me. Like, I don't know if anybody in this room has them. If you do, don't tell me. I don't respect you, you know? Are those them? Look into this light right now. No, I'm just kidding. I take that back. If you do have those glasses, I actually would like you to let me know that you're wearing them before you start talking to me. And that's only because when I was talking to my dad, they changed mid-conversation, and I had never felt so disrespected in my life, you know? And that's because when we were talking, we were going from inside to outside, and then they start to get dark, so I like sped up my sentence because I felt like I was running out of time, you know? But that's just my dad. He's just like a real goofy-ass dad, you know? Y'all got goofy dads in here? Yeah, my dad's real goofy, though. He's so goofy that he voted for Trump. That's who he is. Yeah, he did, which is so crazy to me only because I had no idea that he was even a citizen in this country. So good for him, actually, you know, get it. He does really love Trump, which is like whatever to me now, but I finally like understand it. Like I get it. And it's because Trump and my dad are very similar, you know, they're almost the same. And that's because Trump gives off very immigrant vibes, right? And I'm not saying like it's the way he looks, but when he talks, you're like, okay, he just got here. I was like, oh, I get it now. My dad also has trouble with verbs. That's my dad. But I've been hanging out with him a lot, and I think it's because like trying to make up for lost time or whatever. My parents aren't together. Anybody else grow up in a single parent household? Hell yeah, it was your fault. And no, but yeah, my parents aren't together. My parents actually split up when I was like 12, and then when I was like 15, I found out. Yeah, for a good while I had no idea. Just one day I went to my mom. I was like, "Yo, where's Dad been at?" And she looks at me like, "Oof, I knew I forgot something." I have a sister. Neither of them knew that he was gone, and that's because growing up, when he lived with us, he didn't hang out with us at all, and he was gone all the time already. So there was no real emotional attachment to him. You know, does that make any sense? It's kind of like this. It's kind of like, you know, when you're at a party and you're in a conversation with like two other people, and those two people are like really engaged in the conversation, and you're not really contributing, so you kind of just slowly just like walk out the conversation and then start a new family. You ever do that? Okay. But it's a little wild because we have a really good relationship considering. So I'm not saying there's like a good way to like leave your family, but if you want, maybe just like fade out. You know, it works. But we still talk all the time. We hang out. He just told me he just got a new job. He's currently a middle school bus driver, which is so silly to me because it's like, okay, you wouldn't drive this kid to school, but now you want to drive everybody's kids to school. That's fine. That's fire. I grew up out here in California. We have earthquakes out here. Do we all know what the Richter scale is? Okay, good. Because I've been thinking about it, and I think it's crazy that the way we measure earthquake magnitude can also be applied to dick size. Yeah, some of you get it. Think about it. Say you're working with like a 3.5. You're like, did you feel that shit? Nah, nobody did. Nobody felt that. That's weird. 5.5 to like 6, you can handle that. That comes around the most often. And to be honest, might be the best one. Lady, shut up. Don't say anything. Shut up. 6.5 to like 7, now you're like, whoa, that was wild. That was wild. We could probably go through that again, but maybe we should be more prepared next time. And then anything above an 8, you're like, oh my God, everything is ruined. Everything is ruined. And my dog's dead. Why is my dog dead? I don't know. But that's definitely been my favorite joke to tell as of late, only because like I can see where the dudes are at in the joke when I look at you and tell it. That's the best part. Because a lot of y'all look sad at 3.5. But none of you are paying attention, but at 8, that's when this dude elbowed his girl. Like, that's me, baby. That's me. All right, but that's my time. Thanks. Bye.
And since you got it, it make you go and do anything you want. Shawty made that ass clap, she don't need no applause. High fashion.
Black people sing too long. I'm willing to admit it. I'm sick of it, actually. They're going to stop letting us do the national anthem. It's 2 different anthems. The one we sing and the one Fergie and other white people sing. It's supposed to be 3 minutes, not when black people sing it. We always got to put spice on it, pizzazz. I saw Tyrese singing so hard, I thought he was singing for Haiti. He didn't even have the melody down. Yeah, 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 oh, say, I was like, what? That's just the beginning? Do you know how long it's going to take before the rockets glare? Disrespect. All black people, men and women, it doesn't matter who. Longest national anthem in the history of it being sang. Aretha Franklin, Queen of Soul. She sang for 13 minutes and 56 seconds on a 3-minute song. Now she's the queen, but that is D-I-S-R-E-S-P-E-C-T. She sang the remix of the remix during the original. And the home of the, and the home, and the home, I say, okay, You the queen, but bitch, how many houses you gonna put in the song? There's one home of the brave. You got a cul-de-sac of bravery. You got a neighborhood of brave. Ridiculous. My love life's in shambles. I need to figure out a way to pick better women, man. Size matters. Ain't nothing wrong with me. But it matters on women, too. I keep on picking the wrong ones. They look regular, but then they be hella big. I found out last time the hard way, man. I went down to please my woman. Went down on her. I said, girl, I'm about to eat you out. Eat you out. Eat you out. Eat you out. I said, wait a minute. I climbed up to her face. I said, something's wrong. My voice just meandered away. She said, shut your ass up and finish what you started. I was like, went back down and my voice came back. Eat you out. Eat you out. Eat you out. I said, what the fuck? It was so big it was changing what I said. I looked right at it. Hey! 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 It said, yo! 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 I said, what kind of pussy is this? 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 Throw a rope. Throw a rope. Throw a rope. I said, throw a rope. Now I'm concerned. That means somebody's in there. Who's in there? Who's in there? Who's in there? The Lakers. The Lakers. The Lakers. I said, wait a minute. You got a whole basketball organization in your pussy? Even LeBron? LeBron? And Magic. And Magic. And Magic. I said, ooh, I don't got that kind of health insurance. I don't think I can keep going, baby girl. I did that joke at an old folks home on old lady bingo night. I did. You know what I learned? Old women don't give a fuck. They're the most ruthless group of people out. I thought they cared. It's only when they run their grandbabies. When it's just old ladies, they are wild. They laugh harder than you guys did and earlier too. First pussy echo. They're like, he's talking about you, Agnes. Oh, shit. Appreciate y'all laughing. That's what this is about, man. Y'all got to let it out. Some people be in these showcases too stiff and shit. This is futures and shit depending on this shit. Get your laugh on. Some people don't laugh because they laugh is ugly. So they sit there and they almost laugh. And they get home like, laughing all stupid and shit. Craziest laugh I've ever seen in my life. I did a show in Anaheim, California at an AA meeting. Don't judge me. Drunk dude was there. I'm on stage doing my show. He on stage next to me. I'm like, oh, shit. He's like, when you tell your jokes, you got to slow down. I said, why? Some of us got problems. I said, what's wrong with you? When I laugh, I get excited. So you're supposed to, at least a little bit. He said, no, I get really excited, man. Sometimes I have seizures. So I'm sorry, what? Sometimes I have seizures. I was like, damn, that is terrible. I got to see this. Fuck you thought. I hit him with a joke. Bah! He like, like he really had one. I'm Nate Jackson, man. Thank y'all very much.
Every night, late night, gotta watch that shit on.
Wow. How's everyone feeling? Is everyone feeling literally amazing? Cool. Where are my Jews at? Make some noise, Jews. Where are my Jews at? Cool. Lights on. Round them up. Let's go. I'm a Jew from New York. I can do that. I am a Jew from New York, and my entire New York Jew family is so mad that I live in California right now. They're like, what the fuck you doing in fucking California? Come on. What are you doing in California? Come on, you gotta move back to fucking New York. You know what I'm fucking talking about? It's fucking New York. You know what I'm fucking talking about? Come on, you got a tiny little candle. You got a little beer, cheers. You know what I'm fucking talking about? It's fucking New York. You know what I'm fucking talking about? Come on. It's fucking New York. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. This empty road. They know what I'm fucking talking about. It's fucking New York. You guys know what I'm talking about? Come on. It's New York. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. It's fucking New York. You got a jacket on. You got a little pants on. You got a little shirt on. You got, you know what I'm fucking talking about? It's fucking New York. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. It's fucking New York. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, it's New York. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, it's fucking New York. Look at me, look at me, look at me. You know what I'm fucking talking about? Fucking New York. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, it's New York. You know what I'm talking about? New York, best pizza, best bagels, best water, best public transportation system, best garbage, best little tiny rats running around, best big rats running around, best little tiny cockroaches running around, best big cockroaches running around, best unequal distribution of wealth, best seat of all the world's financial evils, best general sense of crippling alienation, best trust fund kids posturing as artists and ruining predominantly black neighborhoods with artisan kombucha shops, best people with zero poisonality supplanting their shitty poisonality with a co-opted regional identity by saying things like, come on, it's New York, you know what I'm fucking talking about. Yeah, I did that joke in front of my family, and my dad's like, hey, we don't fucking sound like that! You're making me sound like a fucking idiot up there. I don't fucking sound like that. I'm not an idiot, okay? I'm not an idiot, okay? I'm not an idiot. I'm not illiterate. I've read a book, okay? I've read the Keith Richards autobiography front to back, cover to cover. And then we were in the car driving back to my childhood home, and the GPS was like, turn right here. My dad's like, hey, what that GPS ass bitch fucking say to me in front of my fucking daughter? In front of my fucking daughter. In front of my fucking daughter. My daughter. I held her in my hands when she was this fucking tiny little big. My daughter. I held her in my hands when she was this tiny little big. My precious baby fucking angel. My little lamb with fleece as white as fucking snow. And everywhere that sunlight went, the lamb was sure to go. My fucking daughter. When she was this fucking big, I pulled her out of her mother's asshole. When she was this fucking tiny little, what do you say to me in front of my fucking daughter? And then he held my car down in an alley and punched it. So yeah, my dad's hot. Yeah, of course I want to fuck my dad. What am I, a virgin? Grow up. Are you guys insane? Oh, you don't want to fuck your dads? Read one book. Showed you. Really showed you guys. Anyway. Cool. Screaming a lot, that's what we call high commitment, low payoff. I moved to Los Angeles and I'm losing my mind. Obviously, if you can't tell, this entire thing is a call for help. So, yeah. If you don't call an ambulance by the end of this, you're not an ally, sir. I moved to Los Angeles. You guys are insane here. Truly insane. You're like, oh, let's go to the beach. Grow up. You want to hang out at the beach here? Are you insane? You want to go hang out with me while I'm half naked and all the lights are on? The sun being out? God's lights? Really? Really? You want me to just loose in front of God and everyone? You want to just like toss around a frisbee as if my labia aren't just dangling between my knees like the jowls of an old English mastiff? And just as slobbery, too? Are you kidding me? Eye contact with me, sir? Labia red and infected like a turkey's waddle. Gobble, gobble. Like, just fat meat. I can't fit into a tiny little Band-Aid-sized bathing suit. Are you insane? In order to get my fat meat into a tiny Kraft single-size bathing suit strung up on dental floss. You seen these things? Tiny little bathing suits. I would have to roll my lips up like meat fruit roll-up, meat by the foot, pack it into my tiny little bathing suit, put a vacuum sealer in there, and then suck all the extra air out and shrink wrap my pussy. So, yeah. If you're not laughing at these jokes, you hate women. I've just got pastrami for labia. Swing my pussy is an open-faced Reuben, and I just cum Thousand Island dressing. Yeah, my cum is orange because I have an infection. And I can't go to the doctor because I don't have health insurance. Bernie 2020. And if you're not laughing at that, you hate Jews. Thank you guys so much. I've been Sarah. Goodbye.
It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours. I came, I saw.
Hi guys. All right. You guys did it. This is the last one. Yeah. I have a wife. She's real, and yeah, I love. Yeah, she's she's actually in here, and I love her very much. But I don't wear a ring because I don't get it. I really don't understand it, and she's okay with it. I really appreciate that. But one time I didn't wear my ring, and I was with my wife and her mutual friend. She's like, "Oh, Jason, you're not wearing a ring. Are you trying to cheat?" I was like, "What does a ring got to do with cheating? Like, what married guy that's in the middle of cheating looks at his ring and goes, 'Oh no, I forgot I had a wife. A good thing this ring reminded me of her. How can you do this to me, you whore? I'm going back to my wife.'" That never makes sense to me. I just don't want to do it just because other people are doing it. And I tell women all the time that I have a wife. Like after a minute, I'll tell women I have a wife. Just in case. Just in case my wife pops out of fucking nowhere. Guess who's ready? I'm so ready. If I talk to her for a minute and my wife said, "Jason, who the hell is?" I told her I had a wife. I'm ready. It doesn't matter. I'll interrupt you. If she's like, "Oh, but Jason, where are you from?" I'm from my wife's house. Does everybody hear that? My wife's house. I don't know, man. Okay, this is the thing. I don't know why she's with me. I love her to death. I was in New York. I'm a pansy, really. I'm really claustrophobic. I got stuck in an elevator recently. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Now I feel like okay. I was in there and I was panicking. They stopped and I was pressing all the buttons, all of them. All right. And none of them were working. I was like, okay, the call button. I pressed the call button, and then I waited 2 minutes, panicking 2 minutes. And the guy in the intercom, this is what he said. "Hello? What the fuck do you mean hello? Hello is for Adele and catching up with friends. I just called you from an emergency button. Say what's wrong, not hello, like we're catching up." You know what I mean? And then I was like, hello, just stuck inside an elevator. And he said, "Which one?" I was like, "I'm dying inside the elevator tonight." "What do you mean, which one? I just asked you for help from an emergency button, and you're asking me for help." I was like, "I'm definitely dying inside today. I'm definitely dying inside today." And I was like, "Well, what are we going to do?" He's like, "Okay, don't worry about it. We're just going to call a guy that's on duty. And if he's not available, we're going to call another guy." I was like, "Dude, why don't you just call both of the guys?" Hey, man, call all of the guys. Call all the girls, LGBTQIA+, whoever is available, come on up here. Because I'm running out of oxygen. I'm on a heavy rice diet, okay? If that turns into sugar, I'm breathing in my own ear. I'm going to get diabetes. That's how I felt at the moment. And then I was like, "How long is this going to take?" And then he's like, "Well, I'm not sure." And then I felt like a pansy for saying this. I was like, "I have a heart condition." I said I have a heart condition. But then what's messed up is like I was late for a show, and then the booker texted me. He's like, "Hey man, you're going up first. Where are you?" And I was like, I'm literally stuck inside an elevator. And he said, "No worries." I'm like, "What do you mean no worries?" All of the worries. I'm like, "How come nobody cares about me?" And finally, a technician, she climbed on top, okay? And then she's like, "Are you in there?" I was like, "Well, I was going to leave, but then I heard you was going to come in." So I stayed for you, and then I was like, "How long is this going to take?" And she's like, about, a couple minutes. I was like, "Couple minutes always feel like a long time, right?" And then she was like, "No, it doesn't." I was like, "Did you just made a joke? Like a weird joke at this moment?" And then I was like, she's like, because I was like, "Dude, this is a really crazy moment. How are you going to make a joke like that?" And then she goes, "Oh, where are you headed?" I was like, "My wife's house." Thanks, guys. I've been Jason Cheny. You guys been great. Thank you. Keep it going for yours, everybody.